Good morning and welcome to another edition of Finn's Table Talk. I'm your host, Fish Tank Hank, and this is my wonderful host
and
Mike,
wife.
and wife, co-host, KJ or Kelly.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. So now that you had your cup of coffee going, or you got it getting ready over there, percolating, let's talk a little bit about some things that have been happening. The first thing I want to talk about is Byron Jones. That's right, folks. I want to talk about Byron Jones. The fact that he now says that he can't run or jump. Obviously, he's not going to be on the Dolphins team. That's a given now. This just happened, 12 hours ago or something? He came out with something about that. So I just wanted to hit on that for you this morning real quick and let you know that it looks like Byron Jones is done.
Breaking news.
He retired, I believe, or he's going to retire or something like that. And then he put out a Twitter or something and took it back on social media. So it's kind of a little back and forth, but it sounds like he can't participate. So he's probably going to have to retire. Unfortunately for him, he's still young. He can do many other things. So moving on from there, folks, because we don't take long around here. All right. So let's talk a little bit about a new hire. And that new hire would be Ronaldo Hill. I think it's a great hire. I love the fact that Vic Fangio turned around and got another defensive coordinator. Turns around, gets another defensive coordinator, and we want that defensive coordinator to deal with the passing. So talk about overqualified, which I love. I love that fact.
Fangio had hired him actually for the Broncos. Really fabulous fit. Really building a team. I mean, just those little bits here and there.
Absolutely.
Fangio's doing a great job.
So what do you think about Ronaldo Hill?
Ronaldo Hill, former player. I don't know if people realize that. He actually played for the Dolphins. That was in 2006 for 3 seasons. He's a veteran player, 10 years, which, that always helps having that other perspective. They consider him a top assistant. Fangio said, and I'll quote, "First and foremost, Ronaldo is a good coach. He's a really talented coach that's got a bright future in the NFL." And I love the bright future in the NFL. Everyone's looking forward, even if it takes a season. That we're getting really strong. And that reuniting them, like everything else, it's really, there's going to be that cohesion before they even go in. None of that try out, let's feel each other out.
They don't have to get to know each other because they have a past.
Yeah.
So that's one part of it. And where did he come in from?
He came in from the LA Chargers, and he was a defensive coordinator there. Mm-hmm. And he's basically taking a demotion to work with the Dolphins.
See, and that's the best part. This guy's coming in, and he brings so much with him. Same thing with Vic Fangio. Mm-hmm. Vic Fangio was a head coach.
Yep.
So if you don't think that the combined experience is going to blow up Miami's defense,
explosive,
you got another thing coming. Because what was one of Miami's biggest problems last year? They were going deep on us. We would get them way back on 3rd and long, and then next thing you know, deep back, 3rd down, boom, 1st down. Deep back, 3rd down, 1st down. Just repetitive. And I really hope that this defense totally turns around. Now we know we have to get a cornerback. Now, are we going to get one in the draft? Are we going to get one, free agency? But the other thing we have coming up is the Combine.
The Combine.
The Combine, exactly.
March 2nd to March 5th. You know, this is the time for them to shine in front of general managers and the scouts. And
How many invites did they get this year? Do you know?
319.
Wow.
319.
319 got invited. I don't know how many are going, but at least 319 were invited.
It's quite a field. Quite a field. Excellent. And, you know, the on-field drills and medical, very important with everything that's been happening with all these players. You know, people need to know they really check these guys out. They're not coming in, you know, blind. And something to note, at 4 p.m., March 15th is when players' contracts expire. So that's a little something to watch for. And what do we need, Hank?
We need a linebacker. We need offensive linemen. We need a cornerback. And we could use a running back. So, and a tight end. So we have a lot of needs.
And that's okay.
And I've said this before many times. If it was up to me and I was the general manager coming up this draft, I would trade back and get more picks because there's so many needs we need to fill. But I think that, you know, Chris Grier, that's what he does. He usually fills the holes in free agency, but he tries to bring in hurt players. And I really hate when he does that. It's like he brings in a hurt player and hopes that he magically turns over and is healthy, you know, like after a quarter of the year starts or something and can play the rest of the year. Because that's what we did with Byron Jones recently. You know, he couldn't play. It totally sucked. But, you know, if the guy's hurt, the guy's hurt. There's not a lot we can do about it.
You've already got something stacked against you, though, if you've already have a history of injuries. Like, look at Tua. You know, it was a concern, and, you know, it kind of came true.
It's still a concern, though, whether or not if he gets another concussion next year, I think his career will be finished.
Well, I think that would be up to him too. I mean, look at how many players, 6, 7 concussions, and nobody thinks nothing of it. You know, but things are changing too, so that's a real risk with the concussions with him.
So, talking about the combine, let's stay on the combine here.
Gotcha.
Who do you like? Say Miami goes at number 51 or 52, whatever we're at. We're at right there, 51, 52. Say Miami goes for a linebacker. Who do you like around 51, 52?
I like Noah Sewell.
Sewell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
Name sounds very familiar.
6'3", 250 pounds. He's a devastating downhill physical linebacker. And I think that is one of the most important things we need this season. He stacks and sheds blocks. He fills gaps in the run game. We need that. You know, we're looking for more of a run game than, you know, passing this year a little more. So I think that's wonderful. And he can take on the offensive line and win. So that's what we're looking for. No consistency there.
That's a big part of his game is he's physical enough to get after the linemen and beat them. And if he's beating them on a constant basis, you're going to have to bring in extra help and double him. Well, you double him, then who are you going to let go free if you're doubling him all the time? So I think that would be a great pickup too. I like the idea of Noah Sewell to the Miami Dolphins at pick 51, 52, whatever it is. We're just going to say 51 for argument's sake. So who else would you take at that spot if, let's say we went for offensive lineman? Who do you like?
How about Darnell Wright?
Darnell Wright would be okay.
Yeah,
I think I like him. He's a big boy.
6'6", 330. 330.
Ooh, 6'6".
Mm-hmm. A lot of 6'6" guys out there.
Carrying some big weight at right tackle.
Yeah, and he played both left and right tackle.
I like that.
I like that. The switch. You need that in the NFL. Like these guys coming out of college not being able to handle all that. He's got it. 5-star prospect out of high school. You know, you don't like to always have to go back that far, but when you got a 5-star prospect, you know, watch him. Watch out for him.
Absolutely. And he's on his way up, too. I really like a lot about Darnell Wright, especially the fact that he's such a big guy. Big guy on Tua's blind side.
Yeah.
I like it. Let's go move on. Let's go to cornerback. Who do you think Miami should take at cornerback?
Forbes, Emmanuel Forbes, 6'6", 181. He's got physically the long arms, and that is great for that press coverage. That press coverage, we need that. The arms, love it.
Well, I don't know if he's 6'6". If he is, he's awfully tall for a cornerback.
I'm sorry.
He might be 6'1". I don't know.
Mistake.
Anyway, Emmanuel Forbes, I like him too as a cornerback.
Yeah.
He's got, like KJ just said, he's got long arms for press coverage. You want him to get up on the bump and run. I like the pick. Another good pick. 181 pounds. He's not a bony guy. He probably takes long strides, though, and a lot of people don't like long strides on cornerbacks because a lot of times that inhibits their explosiveness. I don't think that would hinder Emmanuel Forbes, though. So let's say we go, because we're getting rid of Gesicki, or Gesicki's walking out the door, but we're not losing much there because we're basically losing a bad wide receiver. So no big deal there. Who do you like at 51 if we go with a tight end?
Interesting. Luke Musgrave.
Luke Musgrave?
Yep.
Tell me about Luke.
250 pounds working. He's the extremely explosive one, and he will stick with that. Accelerates with the quickness in open space that you don't often see. He's really one to watch. I'm excited about him.
I like him too. Another name that comes up is Washington, but I don't think Washington's going to be there. No, I don't think he'll be there, but Luke Musgrave probably will be. And so I could go for that too. Who else you got? What do you want to do? Let's go back and revisit offensive linemen, because let's talk about more than one person. We are in desperate need of some linemen. We're either going to need a left guard, right tackle, or get a center and move Williams to the left guard. So I don't know what we're going to do. A center would be nice too. Schmitz or something like that. I think it's Schmidt or Schmitz something. He's a center. I like him. But who do you have as far as offensive linemen go?
I'm looking at Cody Mack.
Cody Mack.
Mack. I say Mack, you say Mack, tomato. You're right. He ran track, and he was
Wait
tight
a
end.
minute. I'm right?
Yes, he's right.
All right. Okay.
He's always right. Always. Happy husband, happy life.
All right, come on.
He can reset his base and position in eye-popping ease. You just watch. He's got the quickness, that explosiveness. That's going to be great on the field.
Exactly. When he can shift his hips like that and get his feet under him quickly, I like Cody Mack. He would definitely, for me, out of everybody we've mentioned, I would probably go for Cody Mack at 6'6", 302.
Interesting, yeah.
I think
He's
I would
good.
go after him. I like Darnell Wright, so don't get me wrong, but I also like Cody Mack. And I think Cody Mack, for me, anyway, would probably be the one to go for.
And that recovery speed
Yeah.
is unbelievable.
Yeah, I really like that, and I think it would be great for our team. All right, folks, that's all we have this morning, and we appreciate you coming out and visiting with us. And as always, remember, fins up.